Okay, at this time, I'd like to recess the City Council and call the Redevelopment Agency to order, please.
Agency Member O'Connell.
Here.
Agency Member Medina.
Here.
Vice Chair Ruane.
Here.
Vice Chair Franzella. Chair Franzella.
Here. Okay, and the minutes of the Redevelopment Agency, the last Redevelopment Agency Committee, will stand approved as submitted unless there's any changes or corrections. Okay, the minutes will stand approved. There are no items on a consent calendar. And the item before us tonight is the to adopt a resolution authorizing the executive director to execute a contract with Rosno Spavek Group in an amount not to exceed $32,530 for the preparation of a third 5-year implementation plan for the redevelopment project area.
Thank you and good evening. The state of California requires every redevelopment agency to update their implementation plan every 5 years. And the implementation plan that we're discussing tonight is San Bruno's third implementation plan and will cover the years 2010 through 2014. The state of California has very specific requirements that must be met, including documenting affordable housing production and a detailed report of redevelopment plan goals and objectives. However, the plan can also be used as an implementation tool, detailing how redevelopment can be used to meet citywide goals and programs. And because the redevelopment agency was relatively young when we did the first two implementation plans, it was not used this way. It was used simply to meet the minimum state requirements. However, the agency is in a much different position today than it was 5 years ago for several reasons. Number one, as you've heard us say before, we're doing a number of planning studies right now. We just finished the general plan, which had a number of policies and programs in it. We're in the middle of a transit corridor plan, and we just sent a housing element to the state. It's important that we use every tool that we can to implement policies and programs within these documents, and redevelopment is probably the most important tool that we can use, so it's important that we learn how we can use it most effectively. Second, we're at the point in which our tax increment has grown significantly over the years, and it's important to look how we could best use these funds. And third, and probably unfortunately, we have to look at how the state takeaways affect our ability to reach our redevelopment goals. With that in mind, we sent in an RFP to 11 firms and received 6 different proposals. Mark Sullivan, the Housing Redevelopment Director, and I interviewed 5 of these firms, all which proposed similar budgets, which can be found within your staff report. Based on the interview and the proposals, staff is recommending that the agency select RSG for the completion of this implementation plan. RSG clearly demonstrated that they would not only meet the state minimum requirements and were familiar with all those requirements, but they would create a document which develops, prioritizes, and implements the city's vision. An overview of the proposed tasks can be found within the staff report, and I can answer questions on any one of those tasks. And we expect the RSG would begin work as soon as this contract is finalized, and the agency would next review this sometime within the next 1 to 2 months as part of as a kickoff study session. So I could take any questions at this time.
Any questions of staff at this time? Not any action from the agency?
Through the chair, I'll introduce a resolution for adoption.
Roll call, please.
Vice Chair Ruane.
Aye.
Agency Member Medina.
Aye.
Agency Member O'Connell.
Aye.
Chair Franzella.
Aye. Public comment. It's the agency's policy to refer matters raised in this form to staff for investigation and/or action where appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the agency from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. Is there anyone wishing to address the agency at this time? Seeing none, the redevelopment agency will adjourn until the next scheduled meeting. And at this time, I'd like to call the San Bruno City Council back to order. The council will go into closed session at this time for item A, closed session to provide direction to legal counsel whether to initiate litigation pursuant to California Government Code Section 54956.9C. Second item, closed session to provide direction to legal counsel whether to initiate litigation pursuant to California Government Code Section 54956.9.C. And item C, the City Manager and Human Resources Director request a closed session pursuant to California Government Code Section 4957.6 regarding direction for labor negotiations with the San Bruno Police Bargaining Unit. There was a fourth closed session that has been pulled from this evening's agenda. There will be no reportable items to come from that meeting, and from there, the City Council will adjourn to the next regular City Council meeting, which will be held on September 22nd at 7 o'clock here at the San Bruno Senior Center. Thank you.